We're live on this one. We're going to go live on YouTube just to get this win today and hope that Newco lose. The team is out. Joe Hart, Johnston, Welsh, Scales, Tomoki Awata, Taylor. Wait a minute till I just press this. That should get rid of any background noise. Who's all on the chat? There's only 2 live. Right, the team is out. It's Hart, Johnson, Welsh, Scales, Taylor, Tomoki Awata, Riley, Bernardo, Maida, Kuhn, and Ida. Only just 2 seconds. There is only 3 folk online. Who's your YouTube? YouTube. There we go. That one. Who is all on? I'll just double check this. I hope the Newco win today. Live chat. Let me just see the name of that. Owen Celtic fans. Hoops Bar. So we're live. Yes, there's 9 on. Who's all in the chat? I'm just making sure that we are live. And yeah, the team is out. Team is out. Afternoon hoops. Afternoon from Kirkcaldy. Stephen's in from Kirkcaldy. I'm in the Hoops Bar in Guardamar. Benny Hoffer. Boy, you should be down here in the Hoops Bar today. And Hail Baz, and that's that. Let me just get the team again. Oh, fuck. So the team is basically as expected today. Afternoon, folks. Afternoon for West Sussex. Twitter. Till I get that back up. Just get the Celtic team back up. Hail troops. 3-1 Celtic. What do you think the team will be today when you see the team that's been put out? It's obviously the strongest team that Brendan could have brought out. Celtic FC. It's obviously the strongest team he could have put out. Afternoon from South London. Afternoon Baz. 74 online. Perfect. There's more people starting to come online. We are live from the Hoops Bar in Guardamar today. Celtic FC. I've just lost the team. Just give me 2 seconds. Imagine about Celtic FC. Celtic FC tickets. Celtic Football Club. There we go. Let's get that back up. And there is the team. Right. Got the team back. Hail from Germany is in the house. Hail from Hoops Bar in Guardamar. The team is Hart, Johnson, Welsh, Scales, Taylor, as we expected, at the back. You then have Tomoki Awata in the midfield with O'Reilly and Bernardo. He's decided to go to Bernardo. You have to go with Bernardo because if you're going to spend good money on him, you really need to be playing him today, don't you? And then he's decided to go with the front 3 as we expected, really. Maida, Kuhn, and Adam Ida. Kyogo is on the bench. Lagerbielke is on the bench. Bain is on the bench. It's quite a strong bench when you look at it. There's Bain, Lagerbielke, Kyogo, Ohm, Vata, Young Kelly, Forrest, and Ralston. So Forrest makes the bench. I thought he would have maybe started with Forrest, but he hasn't. He's decided to give Kuhn the nod. How do you feel about that in the comment section? I'm going to try and get the comment section up on this. Afternoon, Lorna. What's the sound like, Lorna? Just checking. Hi, Buzz. Kuhn tries. Let me just get this other phone on YouTube. And then I'll be able to read the comments as they come up on the live chat. There we go. I've got the comments on the live chat now. Right, let me see who's all online. You've got Jamesy Boy, you've got Stephen, you've got Boy for Benny Hoffer. Get your arse over here, Boy for Benny Hoffer. You're only 10 minutes away. You can still make it before the football. James Boy, Liam's in the house. Stephen Lafferty, I thought you were going to say Rafferty there. And Graham Hardy is in the house also. Lindsay's in the house. Who really cares? Afternoon Baz, Big Dom's in the house. Jamesy Boy, Paul McCune's in the house. And there's a barrel load of sounds good, but it's perfect. It is a new microphone that's been trying out. So yes, good, it's working on this live also. Kieran says, afternoon Baz, I'm a Celtic fan. Sounds good, but perfect. Baltic here in Scotland, left Spain on Friday. You left Spain on Friday? Jesus. Well, it's actually just started raining. It has just started raining here. And the Hoops Bar is pretty busy. There must be, for a small bar, and there's going to be more and more folk coming down, which is good. This Celtic bar was 18 years old yesterday. It's 18 years of a Celtic bar here on the Costa Blanca. That's some doing. It's went through 3 different owners since then over the 18 years, but it is a Celtic bar, a real Celtic bar, not a make-believe Celtic bar, an actual real Celtic bar here in the Costa Blanca. So cheers to them. Right, Christopher says, what's wrong with Cameron Carter-Vickers? He's not injured. What's wrong with Carter-Vickers? He's playing, is he not? You should really need 2 phones for this. You need a phone and a laptop. This is why it's so much easier when you're on the laptop. Johnson, Welsh, aye. So you're right. You're right. There's breaking. I never even noticed that. I was reading the team out. Cameron Carter-Vickers is not playing. Cameron Carter-Vickers is not playing. He's not on the bench. Wow. I just noticed that. So you've got Johnston, Welsh, Scales, Taylor as your back 4. Tomoki Awata. But Cameron Carter-Vickers hasn't even made the bench. He's not in the team. So that must mean an injury of some sort. Is it just a precaution to the big man? That's the manager never spoke about it. At the press conference that there was anything wrong with Carter-Vickers, and he's not made the team today. So you don't have your first choice captain, you don't have your second choice captain, and now you've got your third choice captain, which is Joe Hart. Joe Hart's the captain this afternoon. Surely James Forrest should have been brought on for that then. Just for that alone. I mean, you've got to have somebody in the team that really knows what a cup is all about to win the cup for Celtic. Cameron Carter-Vickers not on the bench is a massive worry. It's a massive worry against a team that are sitting bang down the bottom of the league. It's a cup game. There's absolutely... Fuck me. We'll go through the team again. Jesus. See, that's because I was that... Brendan doesn't rate him, Baz. Brown Warrior boy. Oh, dear me. Johnston, Welsh, Scales and Taylor at the back. Tomoki Awata, O'Reilly, Bernardo, Maida, Kuhn, Ida. Where is the big man, Cameron Carter-Vickers? We need Cameron Carter-Vickers 100% fit for the remaining games, especially if the one and only Callum McGregor is not going to be here. If Callum McGregor isn't 100% and he's not going to be fit, we're going to need Cameron Carter-Vickers to the running. So maybe is it just a bit of precaution? Maybe it's a bit of precaution today. Ralston, could you bring Ralston on? Is Ralston a leader on the pitch? I mean, he does great, but is he really going to get in front of Johnston? Is he really going to get in front of Alistair Johnston? Paul Bear says, we should be beating Livi regardless of the team. Exactly, Paul. But it is a concern for Sonny Carden, especially believe it or not, it's just started raining here. Just only a drizzle, but we badly need it. This part of the country's in drought. Board senior management, shit show nightmare. Build up training with this. Fuck off, I'm not saying that. But the team is, it is what it is. Look, in defence, should we really be playing 3 at the back today then? Should we be playing 3 at the back? Should we have went for a 3-5-2, a bit of change of formation? Should we have went for a 3 at the back? I think we should have went for a 3 at the back. Giving them that game off, giving them that bit of time off, make sure that he stays 100% fit between now and the end of the season. For me, it is a must. I hope it's not picking up too much of the background noise, because it is a busy boozer. And there's a lot of folk in. There's a couple of guys came in to try and watch an English game before the Celtic game kicks off. You look at the bench, we've got Bain, we've got Lager-Belke in defence, we've got Kyogo, we've got Ohm, and then Vata, young Vata's there, Kelly's there, Forrest and Ralston. When you look at that bench, the first ones that are going to come on, for me, if nobody's doing it on the wing, you're going to bring Forrest on. Bring Forrest on, or do you bring Vata on for his experience? Clement's the famous grouse. So anyway, tell me what you think in the comments about the breaking news. Cameron Carter-Vickers does not start the game today at Celtic Park. Joe Hart, that means Joe Hart is the captain because Carter-Vickers is out. Joe Hart is the captain, our main captain out. Also, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. We couldn't ask for injuries at a worse time. This was meant to be a time of the season where we were getting all our players back. Never mind the fact that we've now got players out injured. The last thing that we want is Cameron Carter-Vickers out injured. That would just be unbelievable great. Hail from the 4th green field, says Thomas. Now that I've seen that, we'll jump on to the comment section on YouTube on the other phone so that I could see what everyone's saying. I've got the live chat back up. The comments are flying in. James Boy, I woke up this morning face down in a bowl of Alpen. That's terrible. That is terrible. Patrick Toner says, Hail buys all the balls for the girls from Belfast. It's in house. Hopefully he's just got the day off. Says Kieran, hopefully he's just got the day off. But the breaking news is the big man does not make the game today. Will it be... Look at the way that Livingston are probably going to play the first half of the game. They're probably going to play a good part of the game sitting back. So resting Cameron Carter-Vickers is maybe not bad an idea. The fact that they're going to sit back and do the low block during the game. Maybe it's the fact that Brendan's went, right, we need to make sure that this guy, we sees out the end of the season. I know it's just a wee joke, don't worry about it, Jamesy boy. Maybe it's a good thing that we make sure we have to manage his fitness between now and the end of the season. If we beat Livi today, CCV plays the rest of the league games, wins his league, we'll be praising Brendan Rodgers. As long as we win today and get through to the next round of the Cup, if we don't, Brendan Rodgers will have questions after the game. What is wrong with Cameron Carter-Vickers? Why is he not in the team? Why is he not on the bench? Is it a serious injury? Is it something that's going to keep him out for any length of time? That's unbelievable. Paul Baird says we should be beating Livi regardless of the team that we put out today. Yes, that is very true. We should be beating whatever team we put out. I rate Ralston, but is he a bit of a leader? Get him out there, says the boy from Benny Hoffa. You never walk alone. 67. I'm on hoops. We should get a result today. Say against this mob, we should get a result today. I'm going to go for 4-0 today. And saying that, Livingston will sit back. It's a cup game. Surely Livy have to. I mean, they're going to sit back the first half hour anyway. They're going to sit back and make sure that Celtic don't come out and just overwhelm them. Surely 5-0 from Tipperary, says John. 5-0 from Tipperary. Get your scores in the comment section. I'm going to go for 4-0 today. I think we've got 4 goals in us. You can see the team that's out there. And you see the bench. The bench is strong enough to give us 4 goals today. And let's face it, it is at Celtic Park. We should be able to do it. Surely to Christ when it comes to today. Right, I'm going to let you see a little bit around this bar. You've seen it before. Just keep resting. Keep them for a bigger fish to fry. 3-0. 3-0 says CFC 18-8. And I'll just turn this round this way. Get some more of the bar. And then back round the way. 3-0 to the Hoops. 3-0 to the Hoops. 3-0 to the Hoops. There we go. Get them back on me. Ida scored first and a hat trick, says Kevin. 6-1. 6-1. John is going for 6-1. And John is also going for 3-0. Richard is saying 5-1. Dodgy defence. We'll give away a goal. Paul Baird says we will win the league and the cup. And Brendan Rodgers still can go, in Paul's opinion. We all know your opinion of that, Paul. Paul Baird is also going for 5-0. My God, there's one of the craziest scorelines that you'll see today. This will never be the scoreline. Not a chance. I'm going to go for 9-0, says you'll never walk alone. Hail 67. Reese, welcome you. How's you today, Reese? He is going for 4-0. He's going for 4-0. 3-1 the Hoops, says Mark. Christopher Patts said, as long as we win, and not a 90th minute goal. That is one thing. I do not want a 90th minute goal today. That could be an absolute disaster for Celtic if we were to go a full 90 minutes and only score in the last minutes. I mean, Livingston, they're going to be a bit dogged today. They're going to sit back. Is anyone in here sober? Says Big Dog. On here. Is anyone sober on the chat? He's all pissed already. Yeah, when you look at the team, the fact that Cameron Carter-Vickers out, and also their captain, we really need leaders on the park today. Who do you think, will Matt O'Reilly speak up? Will Matt O'Reilly get them going? It's a big one for Alistair Johnson. Will Alistair Johnson step up to the mark? Because let's face it, the goalkeepers are way down at the back end of the pitch. It's okay him shouting up, but when we're up the front of the park, You know, even for the halfway line forward, as we're going to be for the majority of the first half of the game, who's going to do the shouting in the middle of the park? Who's going to tell the players, look, this way, this way? All the players are going to have to step up to the mark today. That's a certainty. Ida for a heart trick says Jimmy's going to go for 4-0. And Michael Kearns says 5-1 Celtic. He's gone for 5-1 Celtic. And James Boy says, yes, we need an early goal or the nerves from the terrace will go onto the park. That's one thing I don't want to see. That's one thing I don't want to see this afternoon is the nerves coming down from the terraces and then heading onto the park. And it's just not what Celtic need this afternoon. It will be a complete nightmare if that happens. And especially if it's at 1-0 or something. God bless Prophet Kyogo. Kyogo is fit, he's on the bench. Plenty of successful sides had keepers as captain Baz. Yes, I know that, but it's not been the Celtic way. The Celtic way is you've always got someone in that midfield player. You've always, but tell me who in the midfield is going to do the shouting today. It's not going to be Tomoki Iwata. He hardly speaks very good English. Is it going to be Matt O'Reilly? You need someone in that midfield player controlling and commanding the midfield. That's what I'm getting at. You know, and it's always the Celtic captain that's in there. Over the years of Celtic, it's always been the Celtic captain in that midfield. And now today we've got the goalkeeper as Celtic. And fair enough, there's been many goalkeepers over the years that have been successful, had successful clubs. But the Celtic way is always to have a dominant midfield player that is your captain. And we don't have that for the next couple of weeks. Cameron Carter-Vickers isn't playing. I've just took the owner of the Hoops Bar. Whose phone I'm using. Big shout out to Kate, Cameron, big shout out to Kate. And right, Taylor too. Let's get some of the comments back in. You know, Wilkins, God bless our Prophet Kyogo. From greetings from County Clare, Ireland. 3-0, please. Kieran Brady is going for a 2-0. Will be good enough. O'Reilly needs to step up, and really, it has to be O'Reilly and Taylor. The likes of them, that's massive games. Absolutely massive games for O'Reilly and Taylor this afternoon. Massive games. I don't care what you say. We need people on the pitch that are going to do some shouting today, and they need to hear their voices need to be heard by everyone on the pitch. You know what I mean? Callum McGregor. People underestimate what he does for the halfway line going forward. The fact that he's shouting at players, he's telling players to make runs, he's pushing people up. You know, and we've not got anybody in the midfield that can do that. If you ask me today, do you stay abroad? Yes, I do. Tomoki Iwata screaming Toro, no Mora pass, says Brown Warrior. Shout out to Michael Collins Bar. Big shout out to the Michael Collins Bar. And James Gunn, 3-1 Celtic. Benny Hoffer Boy says, yes, probably right. With Forrest to start. He knows what it takes to take the lead in a team in Callum's absence. Exactly. That's my point, Benny Hoffer Boy. Is we need somebody that's been through it all at Celtic. You know, that come from behind at Celtic and won leagues. You know, getting to cup finals. There's not a lot of people in that team that know what it takes to regularly get to cup finals and win them, and what it takes to win them. Having somebody out there in that midfield today that has that commanding voice. Matt O'Reilly, is he a shouter? I don't know. Is he a screamer? I'm not too sure about that one. You're going to expect Greg Taylor then to move into the midfield area. As Greg Taylor, one of the fullbacks, moves up into the area of the midfield, that allows Tomoki Iwata to sort of sit in the central defensive bit. Maybe he is going to go to a 3 at the back. You never know. Mikey Johnson and Turnbull ripping up the hardest league in Europe. Not good enough for Celtic fans. Oh, Jesus. Mikey Johnson and Turnbull ripping it up in the hardest league in Europe. Is it the hardest league in Europe? Seriously? Down there? Anyway, hat-trick for the Prophet Kyogo. I thought Forrest would have started. Jamesy Boy, I thought Forrest, it was an ideal game. If you've not got Callum McGregor in that team, you need people that have done it over the years and that know how to win games and know how to get us over the line. And right now, there's nobody on the pitch that's shouting out that, because Cameron Carter-Vickers isn't there. Will Scales step up to the mark? Liam Scales, it's a massive game for him. He steps up to the mark today, and then it's like, well, the likes of Gustav Lagerbielke are going to struggle big time to get into that team, even next season. Mikey Johnson is a sick note in the post. Jerry Das says we should get through today comfortably. In recent matches, we have shown Cameron Carter-Vickers gives us stability. He will be missed today. He will be missed today. And my only problem is with Stephen Welsh. Stephen Welsh is that friggin' accident prone. Well, she is that accident prone that I don't really want Gustav Lagerelke coming on the second half for him. Scales to score today, says Paul Baird. No, I'm taking if we're going to score a header, it's going to come from the one and only Adam Eder today. Let's get some of these comments. Big Dom says it's about time that Kuhn put in a decent performance to justify an ancient the 3.5 million transfer fee. O'Reilly's too much of a shy lad. I think so. To shout out to everyone in Hoops Bar Tenerife, especially Big Alan, Stevie, Hoops and Gillian. That's in the Hoops Bar Tenerife. This is the Hoops Bar in Guardamar del Segura, which is on the Costa Blanca in Spain. And this bar has been here. It was 18 years yesterday that it's been a Celtic bar in this part of Spain. You'll never walk alone. 67 says we need a good performance. We do that. We need a massive performance today, not just a good one. We need a massive one. Baz, did you know read out that Jamesy Forrest was the best winger in the club for Brendan recently? Why is it starting? Could he be keeping James to keep him fresh to the run in so that he gets some in important games like the upcoming double header against Sevco? He knows how to come on and score goals for the wing. Just a thought. I would have thought this would be an ideal game. Maybe he's going to bring him in for the semi-final. I don't know. We need to ask Brendan that. How many players do you think we need in the summer? Says John McManus. That's up to Brendan really. When you look at it, it could be anything. I mean, we're definitely going to need to bring in a striker. If we don't bring in Adam Eder, we're definitely bringing in another striker. When it comes to the midfield position, it all depends. I don't think there'll be a massive turnaround. It's said that the club are going to spend some decent money after losing the likes of Leila Bada, because Leila Bada was one for the future. Brendan Rodgers was looking forward to working with him. Celtic will go out and spend big this summer, hopefully, and Brendan Rodgers. It will not be like last summer. There will not be a big turnover of players. There will not be a massive. Is the Burnaby deal done? Yeah, pretty much so, yeah. He flew over to South America, so yeah, the Burnaby deal. Burnaby is an interesting one because he's only on loan until the end of the calendar year. He's not on loan to the end of the season. He's on loan to the end of the calendar year, which to me says that he's not going to come back into a Celtic team halfway through a season. So you'll see that he'll probably be sold to a team in South America. If he doesn't get sold to the team that he's away playing for, he'll get sold to another team for definite. Oh my God! Just won the game. Bloody Livingston hat trick. Hat trick for Ida. Just win the game. He needs game time. Baz, is the bar able to get its first legal pint? What? James the boy, the barrier. What are you talking about? Anyway, am I the only time wanting a turnover of the board members? Not Brown Warrior. I think there's a lot of people wanting a turnover of board members, but it's difficult to get rid of board members. As you say, we heard that before spending big. Paul, we did hear that before spending big. We heard that last summer. We spent 20 million, but what we did is we spent 20 million on players that we didn't necessarily need. We spent big last summer, but we brought in far too many players that are not good enough, not to Celtic standard, and too many project players. I think we'll spend 20 million next summer, but it'll be on maybe 3 players. So you're going to spend at least 7 to 10 million on a goalkeeper. I'm expecting big money to be spent on a goalkeeper, and then you're going to spend at least another 10 to 15 million on players, on outfield players, to make this team better for the Champions League. Because the bar turned 18 yesterday. Yeah. If this bar could tell you stories, I tell you. The last guy that owned the bar, Tog, he was an absolute legend. He was an absolute legend. He knew everybody at Celtic. He knew loads of people coming from Glasgow himself. He knew loads of people from Celtic over the years, and they used to come into this bar. There's been quite a few ex-Celtic players, including a Celtic player that is going to manage Borussia Dortmund. Yes, Paul Lambert has donned his soul in this place. We spent less than we sold, Baz. Yes, we spent less than we sold, Paul, and it is what it is at Celtic. But it's always going to be about making profit, and there's that's not going to change next season. But the club does have that money in the bank, so they need to spend some of it. It's not big. We need better players. Is what we need. Says Billy Boy 66. Yes, it is better players, and it's not a bigger squad that we need. You'll see a reduction in the squad. I mean, if you look at how many players Brendan Rodgers has already got out of the team already. Celtic. Did you say Paul Lambert getting the Dortmund job? No, Paul Lambert is going to manage a Legends game at Celtic Park for Dortmund against Celtic, and Scott Brown is going to manage Celtic. Scott Brown is going to manage Celtic for that Legends game. So that is the day after the Cup final. Let's just hope that we get to the Cup final, because that will be the day that Brendan Rodgers needs to answer his question to the fans on the doorstep at Celtic Park. Right, let's get some more of these. James, I've got a feeling Hibs will get a 2-2 draw today. That means it will go to extra time, will it not? Or yeah, it'll go to extra time, surely. I've got a funny feeling that Hibs might actually sneak a win today. I've got just a funny feeling. Hibs might manage to sneak a win today. Kieran says, "Hello, let's get through this. Honestly, Scotland is a joke, Baz." Yep, that's why some of us jumped ship in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic. Ricky Kelly says, "Baz, let's get into the next round." That's important. Yes, it is. It is that Cameron Carter-Vickers injured again. Seriously, Ray, I don't think he's injured. I think Brendan Rodgers is just managing his game time. When you look at the games that's coming up, we've got a double header against that lot. If we beat them, the league is then ours. If we beat them, the league's ours, as far as I'm concerned. But then you've also got 2 games at Hampden. It's important that we keep Cameron Carter-Vickers, especially if they don't know how long Callum McGregor is going to be out for. If Callum McGregor is going to be out for any length of time whatsoever, we need to make sure that Cameron Carter-Vickers sees at the end of the season. So I think this is all about just managing his game time today. It's Livingston. They're going to be sitting with a low block. They're going to be sitting with a team that are going to struggle to get over the halfway line. So is it a game to risk Cameron Carter-Vickers getting an injury? Nah. Aggravating anything? Nah. Just play safe. Play safe today. I would have played a 3-5-2 if I was Brendan. Being perfectly honest, it's a Scottish Cup. You have nothing to lose. Close that midfield down. You've got 3 at the back, and then just go for it. He should have went for a 3-5-2, but it hasn't. Northampton Tim says, off to the pub for the game. Hail Troops 4-0. Sharon Thornton says, Mon the Hoops. And Brown Warrior, winning this title is far more important than the Cup this season, denying them 40 to 60 million. Imperative. Brown Warrior, it's imperative that we win both games. Never mind just winning the league. Celtic's name is wrote all over the history of the Scottish Cup, and that's why it's important that Celtic retain the Scottish Cup, because there's nothing better than finishing that last game of the season and knowing that you're lifting up that trophy, and then the very next day taking it to Celtic Park because Celtic have a friendly game. Brendan Rodgers has questions to answer, and let that be a Champions Day when he does that. Right. How many people are online? Make sure you give it a thumbs up. There is only 57 thumbs up. And there are over 220 people on it. We need the double. Of course, Jamesy boy, we need the double. Of course we need the double. If we win the double against all the odds this season, when we've had so many players out injured, can you imagine what that would do to them this summer? If we win the double, it will knock them back years. It will knock them back absolutely years. It will knock them back years. It will do. Because Celtic are going to walk into the Champions League, get the big money next year. We've already got 67 million in the bank. And any players that get sold in the summer is just going to make that money even much more. Anyway, Big Dom, the old firm is DJ. Who said old firm? Big Dom says, I think you're right, Baz. Cameron Carter-Vickers having the game time managed for the remaining. Yes, it's not old firm, it's the Glasgow Derby. I think he's just managing. I just think he's managing time. It's the simplest way to put it. There's no other reason for him to keep Cameron Vickers out today. He's the person that is your captain when it comes to this. Could you fancy him? You got it. But the owner of the Hoops Bar, Kate, is devastated that Cameron Carter-Vickers isn't playing today because she's got a little soft bit for him. But I think it's just about managing his game time, which I think is the right thing to do. He should have went for 3 at the back. He should have went for 3 at the back today. It's an ideal game to try a change in tactics. It's an ideal game to try the game. And anyway, a Celtic fan. Are you a Celtic fan? You how's what? She's shouting. What? Am I a Celtic fan? Sharon, go back and check the videos. Like going back 14 years to this channel. It's all Celtic videos. Oh Jesus, I love this. It's been one of those days. Jamesy Boy says if we get big money from the Champions League, we'll bury them once and for all. No, we won't, Jamesy Boy, because that's not the Celtic way, and especially with Lowell not in charge. We had the chance to bury them many times since 2003. 2003 we had the chance to bury them. We didn't. Martin O'Neill complained then that we had the chance to bury them, and we didn't. Fans complained that when we got to Seville. What channel is on? Kate, what channel is it? Kate, what channel is the football on? Via Play.
Well, this is the game TV, so it's Via Play 1.
Aye, Via Play 1 it's on. Flirting with the barmaid, your wife's going to batter you. That's their best mates. Their best mates, you twat. Flirting with the barmaid. They're like they're best. They're good mates. Oh dear. What channel's on Baz? Yeah, just tell you for one. Do you like Rangers? Says that. No, why would I like Rangers? Right, Ken Sham Thornton. You're going to get sure. No, I need to do it on this. Don't see, where is it? Don't see because I've not got any. Go and delete one of the spanners. Going to just mute Sharon Thornton. So whoever's got the spanners can mute Sharon Thornton. If either Lorna's in or if Lanky's in. Or Paul, you're in the house. Anyway, Kate the barmaid only go to Cameron Carter Vickers. Hello and hail from a saturated North London. Catholic Rebel says hello my man. Hello to you, Catholic Rebel. How are you today? Thank you for that, Lorna. Right, the big news of the team today is obviously Cameron Carter Vickers is out with no outfield captain. For me, that is a bit of an issue, and people have said. Oh dear, we're just having a laugh behind the bar, sorry. Cameron Carter Vickers out is a bit devastating for me because he's a natural choice as captain, as an outfield player. We've nobody in that midfield that's going to do a lot of shouting. It's going to do. Greg Taylor has to step up to the mat today. Greg Taylor, he likes to have a shut it fat boy comment. He likes to make sure that his voice is heard. He needs to come out for the back, come up for into that midfield area that he's been doing for weeks now, and make sure that this team gets over the line today. What's this one? Catholic Railroad. So just remember, I've got hearsay subscription fees. You've got a subscription to Uplay. Rangers are pretenders. Yep. There's a live entertainment in that pub. No, not today. There's not live entertainment today. It's too small, but there is live entertainment sometimes, but not very often. Not very often. It's not in a touristy bit. Like it's more a Spanish village than it's not in the British tourist route, as they say. It's not like your Benidorm. It's not like your Oruela Costa, Playa Flamenca and bits like that. It's in a Spanish. It's more Spanish town, so they tend not to have as many live bands. The channel's name gives you a clue what team he supports. Oh jeez. It's the first time I've asked that. Is that Sharon the Hun girl listening Maz? I've no idea. Paella toasty. No, but they do have Scotch pies. They've not today. That's it, they've no Scotch pies. They've got steak pies today, and they're asking on the channel, you see. Yeah. Steak pies. So look like a Scotch. Looks like a Scotch pie, but it's a steak pie. So they've got steak pies. Just like you're here at the football today for at Celtic Park. But you'll not be paying Celtic Park prices for your buy, Sharon. Oh, cheers. Right, 1976 doc, massive turnaround. You mean nuts? Keeper, left back, 4 midfielders, 2 wide men, striker for a start. Can we talk about who we think we might get in closer at the end of the season? Because let's face it, we've got to run with the. You only piss with the cock you've got, and between now and the end of the season. And I think once get the season over and done with, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can win the league. Let's see if we can win the cup, and then we'll start talking about what Brendan really needs to do. Last season, remember, we all said that we only needed 4 players in. And Celtic, in their wisdom, went out and bought 10 players in, which wasn't needed. This season has been all about getting rid of some of the deadwood, and realistically, for the Champions League, if we bring in 4 first-team ready players that are of a European quality, right, players that have played in European football, if you bring in 4 players that walk straight into that first team and push other players out, and it's happy days as far as I'm concerned. As for wholesale changes isn't needed at Celtic. Wholesale changes isn't needed at Celtic. They've got a good youthful squad coming through. It's all about bringing in a bit more experience. What's a Spanish pie like? It's not a Spanish pie. But it looks like the guys for fucking Kirkcaldy that makes them. Jesus, the guys for Kirkcaldy that makes them. It's nice here. With Jimmy Johnson on the wing. Rolling square sausage with onions. You can get a rolling square sausage and onions. Steak. They've got Stornoway black pudding. I mean, they've done just some advertising for the bar, the Hoops bar. So they do steak long sausage and they do Stornoway black pudding. Also, there you go. See, we need a keeper and a left back and a striker. Says you, but that's the same as what we've needed for the last 3 seasons. That's nothing new. It's the same as what we've needed for the last 3 seasons. So there's Celtic TV. No, it's not. It's showing fucking the zombies. It is showing the zombies. What time is it? We've been on for 36 minutes. It is half an hour to go to kick-off. We're still for a bit longer. Onions and sliced sausage, not sure about that. Of course you've got to hear onions with square sausage. Sliced sausage, of course you have. St Eres is going for 3-0 today, and Rolling Square. Right, tell me what you think. Is Cameron Carter-Vickers is injured? No, Helen, he's not injured. We don't think he's injured. He's just not in the team today. He's not on the bench either, and it looks like that Brendan Rodgers is just managing his game time. Managing his game time is probably a good thing, considering we've got 2 derbies to come up and potentially 2 games at Hampden. I would rather that Cameron Carter-Vickers played in those 4 games and missed out every game between now and the end of the season, because we can win every other game. I think when it comes to the 2 games at Hampden, we definitely need Cameron Carter-Vickers then, and we also need him for the 2 derby games. The 2 derby games. Right, let's get some more comments. And Paul says some people commenting on them. Stick to us. Yeah, who's commenting on them? Who cares about them? Don't care about them one bit, one iota. Steve John is going for 2-0. O'Reilly, both goals. Will Paulo Bernardo score today? That's a big thing, because Paulo Bernardo is a player that needs to step up to the mark today. He's been given the nod before young Kelly. I personally thought that young Kelly should have got a run out against this lot. Paulo Bernardo can surely hold his own today and score a goal. If he doesn't, it's going to be, if he doesn't play between now and the end of the season, it's going to be a bit hard for Celtic to justify spending any kind of money on him in the summer. Ray's going for 4-0. El Papa Francesco. Papa Francesco is going for 5-0. Green Machine is John beating down VAR today in the Crown Bar, probably, but we don't care about that. We've got to do it ourselves. It doesn't matter what VAR does today. We need to score goals. It's as simple as that. We need to stop worrying about what VAR does. How's John cheating? It doesn't matter what VAR does anymore, because let's face it, we could have won against Hearts. You know, when we take away all the VAR incidents, we didn't make chances, we didn't score the goals. So we need to forget about VAR. We need to forget about things like that. They can try and have as much an effect on the pitch as they can, but if we're going to go out and score 5-6 goals a game, they can't stop us. It's as simple as that. They can't stop us. It is that simple. No matter what VAR does, right? No matter what the refs do, they can put us down to 8 men, but if we're scoring 5 goals a game, they can't stop us. It's as simple as that. The problem being is that we're not scoring 5 goals a game. No, we've done it once, and then we thought we were going to be absolute fucking world beaters, but we've not been. You know, we need to do it in the bigger games. It's okay doing it against the likes of Dundee, but we need to do it in the bigger games. We need to be scoring 4 or 5 goals. Simple. Helen says 4-0 Celtic. Kieran says expect unexpected. We need to be perfect. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Kieran. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Kieran. We need to expect that they're going to try and do something, that the VAR's going to try and manipulate the game in some manner, that VAR's going to try and do something. At the end of the day, we need to just play our own game and win and score as many goals. He'll from Australia was that. Australia is in the house. Ratwas is coming in from Australia. He's going for 3-1 Celtic. The booing never helps the team. The booing is generally at the end of the game. Let's be fair, and it's when we're dropping points. We shouldn't. There's never been a time that Celtic have drawn as many games as what we have this season. Usually, when you draw as many games as what we have in a season, it means that you're not going to be champions. You just need to look through history books will tell you that. Usually you get away with maybe losing 1-2 games and drawing 1 or 2 games. We've drawn about 6 or 7 games this season. It's unacceptable, and that's why the fans at the game are booing. Why are they at the fucking Sheffield ground? It's pissing down in Edinburgh. There's Lenny at the Hibernian ground. And obviously they're doing the commentary from the Hibernian ground today. Love it. And we've got to love the money they spend on Scottish football. Paul Bear says, to be honest, the football has been poor most of the season. But why has it been poor, Paul? You can't put it down to the manager. You can't just put it down to the manager. And then he comes out with a performance like they did against Dundee. There has to be more of a reason. Archie, come here. Got to get Archie on.
I have a swatch there, man. It's 3 sizes. All right, man.
How you doing?
Good, man. Good.
What's the score be today? Live on YouTube. Please don't swear.
Well, I'm reckoning 3-0 to Celtic.
3-0.
3-0 to Celtic.
3-0 to Celtic. That's how awful it is.
All right, buddy.
I'm thinking 4-0 myself.
I don't want to be too overly enthusiastic or optimistic, after a couple of games that we've had in recent times, but I'm hoping they're back on form, and now we're going to be seeing that going forward for the next few games.
And that's the new
This is the new T-shirts for
New
the
T-shirt for the
Celtic Supporters Club. Guardamar #1.
Guardiola #1, cracking T-shirts. Cracking T-shirts.
Do you love
Right,
Celtic? You're in the area?
Have you seen the team?
No.
Cameron
no.
Carter-Vickers isn't playing.
Is he on the bench?
Nope.
Injury? Or?
I think he's just managing game time. Personally.
Yeah.
But he's not on the bench. You've got this
So
team.
we've got
Welsh, Scales, Greg Taylor.
Is he going with Ralph?
No.
I think CCV is always a loss, isn't he, man? I mean, he manages that back line just so well and makes sure everybody else is in their positions. That's what you lose when you've not got him, But
That's what I was saying. And when you lose the likes of him and Callum McGregor in the same game, it's going to be difficult.
you're always up for a struggle. These are the management guys in the team. But we're optimistic and enthusiastic as we every game as we enter it, aren't we? So I'm going 3-0, you're going 4-0.
You've got Tomoki Awata in the midfield. I'm hoping that he does. Taylor and Johnson at the back. Taylor and Johnson are obviously going to move further up the park. They have to be very vocal today.
They've got to be talking to the rest of the guys the whole game through. Yep. There's no room for shrinking violets, is it? No. Yeah. Shrinking violets, mate. No room for that in a Celtic team when you're pushing and chasing and they'll get fucking... The other ones through the end of the city hot on their heels, Yep. So, but today's the day. It's cup day, man. And it can happen a cup day.
That's it. Win this game and you're through. Win this game and you're through to the National Stadium.
But it comes with a special excitement, doesn't it? A cup day, so that's what it's all about.
I'm actually surprised that it's not a sellout today because it used to always be the case that if you went to this game, you're pretty much apart. If you're on the home ticket cup scheme, you're guaranteed a ticket for like Celtic are sitting with. I think it's about the last time I heard it was about 22,000 on the home ticket cup scheme, which means there's room for manoeuvre for more fans that go to that game today to get a ticket for Hampden. It's a bit of a disappointment that's not a sellout because there were still tickets for sale this morning.
I mean, I don't know what kind of numbers we're talking about in terms of how many's still for sale, but you'd have liked to have seen a full house today, yeah. But listen, there'll be plenty of people looking for billets if we win this one for the semis when the semis comes around. So you're quite right. Yeah. But we're here watching, supporting.
Yeah. And the Hoops Bar has been here for 18 years as a Celtic bar.
Indeed. There's Kate, and fantastic to have the Hoops Bar thriving and going from strength to strength here in Guardamar.
Yep. Perfect. Right, so I'll let you go and enjoy your good lady.
Have a good day.
Right, let's get back to some of the comments and see what people are saying in the comments. Celtic do the double. Are you kidding? We can't even do a double over Kelly in the league. No, we need to start doing a double over somebody in the league because that's what it's going to come down to. Who's doing VAR today? Hail, hail from a horseshoe bar in Glasgow. The horseshoe bar in Glasgow. Hail, hail, Stephen. Kieran says, where has that got us? A chance to win the double. It is a chance to do the double, and that's all that it matters about is getting that over the line. Kieran says, do a treble. We win the treble. It's not going to beat the Masons. Well, we can't do a treble this season because we got put out of the cup at the first chance. Right. We have been on the go for 45 minutes now. I am going to get ready to watch the game. We'll come back live from the Hoops Bar in Guardamar right after the game. So on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.